Hey everybody, this is Alessandro. Welcome back to my channel. And today I want to make another video about, few tips and tricks about hand animation or hand posing in general. I made a video long ago, but I can see still a lot of people, some of my students, they struggle by posing the hands or animating the hands properly. And so I want to just make another video just clarified about this. And we're gonna start with the very basic, okay? Really, the most basic pose for a hands animation is when your hands is kind of relaxed, right? And so one of the things that I see people not using enough are those controller over here, right? To make the hand pose a little bit be natural. And so, as normally in every character rig by default, the finger tend to be a little bit more spread, okay? And so yes, we can use those controller to push them a little bit closer, but there is always a certain point where the fingers start to look natural when we put them inside like this, right? And we kind of want to close this gap here. And so the best way to do it is to use those controller here. And you'll notice that as soon as we started to close those gap into the finger, immediately start to look a little bit more natural, the hand pose, right? The finger start to look a little bit more appealing, right? So that's the first things. So that's not the only one. Obviously, you wanna also rotate this one a little bit more inside, okay? How much, it really depends of how much are you rotating this one over here. Okay, so the more you rotate this one, the more this one will kind of follow. So just try not to exaggerate too much. Okay, you need to find the right balance, and we're gonna dive a little bit more into that with the next pose. All right, but again, the most important thing is you don't really want to see any gap here in the middle, because it makes the hand, especially if you're trying to do something more relaxed, not very appealing. Okay, that's the first things. The second thing is also the thumb. Usually I like to have it a little bit more straight, kind of following the gravity. Okay, let's put it that way, like this. All right, something like this. And same things with the hand. Okay, you can push it a little bit more here, and now as you can see, I can do this one, right? Having this a little bit more. And then from here as well, we can decide how much we wanna kind of close those finger a little bit more, if you want them to be a little bit more relaxed, or if you wanna close them. I'll leave these things up to you, right? Maybe you can have this one a little bit more open. Okay, this one a little bit more like this and close, right? Same things over here, right? A little bit more like this. I'll leave it up to you. Me personally, I don't like to have this too close unless I do a quite different pose, all right? Maybe something like this, okay? But you'll see the drastic difference between this one. I feel, now that we tweak it, you can see the between this one and this one. I see this is kind of awkward, not relaxed at all. Very stiff it feels like, okay? Because the thing is this one, as soon as you start to spread the finger, you always give the sense of tension, okay, rather than be relaxed. This feels a lot more natural, right? And again, see, even just having the finger coming down the hand coming straight down, immediately feels a lot more relaxed, okay? So this is definitely the first advice I want to give you. All right, next section is going to be about fist animation. In the previous tutorial that I did, I think a few years ago, I showed to make a proper, fist pose and everything. And so as you can see, the line of action of the finger, they're not just straight, all parallel, but they're kind of converging in the middle. Again, we use this bone over here to make a nice arc. We adjust the thumb and everything so far. Okay, we achieve a good pose. The problem is right now is that when people tend to animate, like do the animation for the hands, and they go from a generic relaxed pose or whatever to the fist one, they basically do a generic in between, right? And this is not anatomically correct, especially because of the way how those controller are moving, right? So they do not move all together, those bone over here, this bone over here on top of it, okay? And I'm gonna explain a little bit more. So normally what we want to do first, we want to have another pose here, very close to the ending here, okay, something like this. Maybe this one a little bit closer, okay. Okay, this is I would say a nice pose and everything. Maybe we can push it a little bit more. All right. But regarding those bones, okay, at the very beginning, until the finger, oops, accidentally moved this one around. Until the finger are really closing, okay, those part of the bones, they should not move them much, okay. So in fact, those one until here, they should move very little, okay. It's only here at the end when you're closing your face that you're gonna see they change the snappiness here. I can maybe exaggerate a bit more so it's a little bit more visible for you guys today, just for the purpose of this of this tutorial. Okay. All right. So until here, we're going here, as we mentioned, a little bit more behind, and then boom, closing. All right. And there is another things when I realize when you really compress your face that this bone is slightly shifting forwards. It's very minor, nothing to be too concerned, but definitely is not really static. Okay, that's the first things you want to do. And again, now you want to have a nice easy in, easy out. Okay, maybe we're gonna keep this kind of relaxed for a lot here, then going maybe a little bit more here, go here, and then push and close it. All right, really squeeze it. We are gonna adjust the graph editor to make sure it's nice and clean. Right. And you see now at the very end when the finger are compressing more, you see you can feel the change into the fist. All right. And again, this anatomically is a lot more believable. All right. Maybe here I exaggerate a bit too much. Could be a little bit more here, so it feels boom, right? Right, boom, boom. And again here, if we want this one, we can push it a little bit more. Then you can have a bit of shake, obviously will be nice. You know, maybe a little bit of a shake at the end or something. It will also help because obviously right now, guys, keep in mind that we are only see the animation of the finger. Normally when you do stuff like that, you'll have a bit of a motion in the hand controller. It's not that everything is fully static and you're only moving the finger, right? There is always a bit of animation on the arms and everything that makes things more organic. But right now, for this tutorial, we are fully focused on finger only, right? I see this one feels a lot more believable, right? Again, now you can see that maybe I exaggerate a bit too much with the rotation of this one on the Y. So maybe we can go and tone it down a tiny bit. All right. Adjusting it here and same stuff. Boom. Okay. Now the last advice I want to give you for this one is that you can have a little bit of overlapping on the finger as well. Okay, so the finger do not need to move all together, but again, I would suggest not to do more than a frame, okay? Because or else it started to be to look just weird. Okay, if you start to have like more than a frame, and I would do also the overlapping to all the finger. Okay, so maybe you want to have the pinky to move one frame early, and maybe the index and the thumb kind of move like a frame later, and you want to experiment a little bit more. Okay. Okay, so still things start to feel a bit better. And then again, as usual, guys, once you understand the knowledge, you know what I'm about to tell you, or what I just told you guys, it's up to you then experiment a little bit more with the easy in, easy out here, adjust the spacing over here. You want it to be faster, you want it to be slower, you want to have another key over here to make it even more slow, you want to have some breakdown, as I mentioned, some shake or stuff like that. For me, those tutorials just for you to give you the knowledge, okay, things to be careful and to pay attention when you do your finger animation. And then you can apply in different cases once you have the knowledge and you start to observe a reference and look at them with different eyes. Okay, when you look at the reference for your finger of your hands, you can now pay attention to those bones, right? How do they move? As I just told you, they do not move linearly like maybe the rest of the finger, like if there is overlap in the finger and stuff like that. So this can help you really to develop your eyes to look all those details. All right. All right, last advice I want to give you for this tutorial today is when usually you have a contact between, the finger, the hands, like this. Could be in this case of the surface of a table, right? And we are putting the hands in this position. So common mistakes, again, that people do is they tend to keep their finger very, very straight. That's the first common. And they do not reverse enough. They're always afraid to break this one a little bit. They think it will look broken. And so I'm here to show you today that actually the best way to do this one, it's even if you notice, if you'll do your own reference and study, when you put like the finger like this, they'll tend to spread over the table. Okay, so they wouldn't just stay like this. They will go really more apart like that. Okay, so that's definitely will be the first one, that it will improve a lot more your hand posing, might look it more believable. Again, if you want, you could even group like a couple of fingers together if you want, like something like this. Maybe these two, you can group them a little bit more. So that will be the first one. And the second tip will be, again, not to be afraid to reverse the tip of the finger, okay? Because it will sell more the idea of the compression, that you're really putting weight, and there is a more reverse and contrast on the finger, all right? And in this case, we can squash this a little bit more, just to to show the idea. All right. So don't be afraid to do anything like that. All right, because actually you have more benefits in making those movements a little bit more believable. I would say same stuff over here. Right. Boom. Really push it. I think Tarzan also from Disney is a great reference for all those kind of stuff. They exaggerate it for a different purpose, but there is still a lot to study when it comes to hand pose and stuff like that. All right, and as usual, we can always do a little bit of easy in and easy out here towards the very end. Okay, let me adjust this one. All right, one more time. Boom, you see, as soon as it started to spread and you have those kind of stuff, obviously here, then you wanna maybe push those things a little bit more. Maybe not here, but these three, yes. Okay, just to give that kind of adjustment. Obviously, you want to make sure the contact with your with everything if is following right. Maybe this one is a bit too much. Okay, but you're getting the idea. Boom, see, feels a lot nicer. Okay, feels more believable now. All right, guys. And so those are all the things that you want to be careful, when you have contact with your with props, objects, and stuff like that. Okay, that the fingers don't always move. If we are going one pose to another, especially there is contact, finger can spread. In this case, make sure there is a compression with the surface, reversing those one. No, you can actually having more contrast if here actually you go more reverse and stuff like that. Okay, guys. So those are all things that you wanna keep in mind when you do animation for the finger and so on. I hope you enjoy as usual, guys. And if you have any question, let me know in the comment. See you next time. Ciao, guys.